Hey man, you wanna watch the news? Alright, word.
And in breaking news, archaeologists stationed in Terrace View Apartments have found what appears to be an ancient stone tablet dating back to more than 65 million years ago. Action Team 1 News reporter Patrick Poffit is on the scene with the story.
Thanks, Tom. The tablet appears to be numerous mathematical proofs attempting to divide by zero. This proves that mathematics has been around for millions of years longer than initially thought, but also raises numerous questions about the intelligence of life 65 million years ago. The tablet is not only a shock to the archaeological world, but also is a huge inconvenience to the residents of this apartment complex.
And this is it. It appears that Steven Spielberg and George Lucas have both found out about the stone tablet. They have stopped work on Indiana Jones 5, The Nursing Home Crusade, and have presented us with their artistic interpretation of the history of the stone tablet. They've given us some footage to watch, and we now cut to that.
Earth, 65 billion years ago. Dinosaurs rule the Earth. It is a time of prosperity for the dinosaurs. Food is plentiful, water is clean, and the lizards have discovered arithmetic. We see a young pterodactyl working diligently to understand division when he comes across a peculiar anomaly.
I finally think I'm starting to understand this division stuff. I just figured out how many parts are in a whole. But wait, what about zero? How do you divide by zero?
The young pterodactyl was perplexed. He thought he had it all figured out. He thought he was on his way to learning group theory, but now stopped in his tiny awkward tracks. After spending days trying to find an answer, the young pterosaurus set off to find answers. He first went to his old friend, the Stegosaurus.
I need help.
Who's that?
It's me, the pterodactyl.
Oh, speak up. My ears aren't as good as they used to be.
It's division. I need help with division.
You need me to weld with precision?
No, division, like the inverse of multiplication.
Oh, well, what's troubling you?
It's zero. Why can't we divide by zero?
Zero?
Yeah, we can't divide by zero.
We can't?
I don't know. That's why I came to see you.
Oh, yeah, right then. Divided by zero. Let me think. Oh, yeah. Well, suppose we have 6 rocks. When we divide, we're essentially separating the rocks into smaller groups. Like if we divide by 3, we're making 2 groups of 3 rocks. So by dividing by 0, we'd separate the rocks into groups of 0.
You'd get infinity.
You would?
Yeah, you would.
So any number divided by 0 is infinity.
Yeah, I figured it out.
So what do you get when you multiply infinity by 0? And alas, our hero is stumped again. He continues on his journey, seeking the street smarts of the Brontosaurus.
Mr. Brontosaurus, is it possible to divide by 0?
Man, who cares?
I do. I asked the Stegosaurus, but he just confused me more.
Kid, if I've ever learned anything in my life, is you never trust the Stegosaurus. Their brains are like the size of a grape. They don't know jack.
Well, from his senile rantings, I managed to figure out that a number divided by 0 isn't infinity.
Well, yeah, kid. Infinity ain't no number. It's a concept. Like, it's there, but we never really know what it is.
Whatever. I have a new idea. If you divide a number by 0, it's equal to 0.
You sure?
Yeah, you have to keep things equal. So if you multiply something by 0 and it equals 0, it has to equal 0 when you divide. Proportions and whatnot.
Kid, that don't make no sense at all. If I know by 0 is 0, that would imply that 0 times any number is every number. That's not the answer.
It has to. There has to be an answer. Holy crap!
Sorry, kid. I was hungry. Don't judge me.
Don't eat me.
I'm not gonna eat you. This Brontosaurus is enough food and nourishment for me for a while. I'm not a monster. I'm just trying to get by. I overheard your conversation about dividing by 0, though. I think I can shed some light on it.
Please tell me. I'm dying to know.
Well, you pretty much figured it out. every time you try to define it, you end up contradicting yourself. Truth of the matter is, our math system has a certain amount of assumptions and basic truths that we use to create a basic system, which we use to create even more complicated math. So in order to keep our math system in line with ourselves, we have to leave out anything that sort of muddles things up. So we have to leave division by zero undefined.
That kind of seems like a cop-out answer to me.
And so the pterodactyl, unsatisfied with the answer the Tyrannosaurus Rex gave him, retreated to the mountains, where he worked for many years, trying to figure out a way to divide by zero. Finally, one day, he was sure that he had found the answer. However, the universe has a funny way of dealing with things. He's about to finish his proof when a meteor hit the Earth, killing all the dinosaurs.
What? And there you have it, folks. The first glimpse of the demise of Steven Spielberg and George Lucas. I'm now told that field reporter Patrick Poffit is live with esteemed archaeology math professor, amazing drummer, and just, you know what, good-looking guy, Professor Matthew Danger, who would like to offer his comments on the stone tablet. We now cut to Patrick.
Thanks, Tom. Was that the young Shia LaBeouf playing the pterodactyl? Anyway, I'm here with Professor Dr. Matthew Danger. So, sir, can you authenticate the tablet?
Dude, it's legit. Like me.
Word. Can you give us a little insight on division by zero?
You bet your mom's sweet pants I can.
Alright.
Tyrannosaurus had it right. You can't do it. It's not possible. And they gave some pretty good insights, the Stegosaurus and the Brontosaurus. Well, let's take another look. Alright, so let's look at the sequence of 1 over x. Watch, we're looking at two different sequences, or two different x's. First sequence, 1 over x. As x approaches 0 from positive side. So x is going to be 1, 1/2, 1/4, dot, dot, dot. It'll be 1 really, 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 1 over 1 really, really big number. And then the other sequence is going to be x is equal to -1, -1/2, -1/4, dot, dot, dot. So as we can tell, both of these sequences are closing in on 0. So now let's look when we do 1 over each of these sequences. We're going to get something that does not converge to the same thing. So we get first sequence, 1 over 1, 1 over 1/2, 1 over 1/4, 1 over 1/8, dot, dot, dot. Then we had 1 over -1, 1 over -1/2, 1 over -1/4, 1 over -1/8. So as this sequence continues, it's going to go on to infinity. But as this sequence continues, it's going to go on to negative infinity. So obviously, these two things are not equal to each other. They are completely opposite sides. Just one's just chilling over here, other one is like not even on camera. It's like over here. Just like West Virginia. You know, it's just, it's out there. So, for division by 0 to be possible, these two things would have to be equal. Which obviously is not true. So division by 0 is completely impossible, and that little pterodactyl had it coming.
Thank you, Doctor. Could you go into some of the consequences if one were to divide by 0? We saw what happened to the dinosaurs, but what would happen in today's world?
Sarah Palin.
Thank you. Back to you, Tom.
Man, I'm glad we're business majors.
Word.